Hello, Dr. McGinnis. I hope you're having a good day. This is my reflection on my literature review. Again, in an attempt to be multimodal as I can. One thing I do not have a lot of practice with is this live recording of me speaking and actually making sense of it. So here we go. What I'd like to mostly focus on is not the content of what's going on here, but how I put the thing together. Um, right off the bat, one thing that I guess just the artist in me, or I was never taught this, but I don't like the use of a lot of different colors in anything I do. I think having a black, a white, and one color, maybe an off color from that, a couple of splashes like the little logo, the American flag and the Mexican flag at the top corner. But other than that, it's just me, keep it as simple and clean as you can. Even in the other reflections that we've done in projects that I've worked on in other classes, I see some other work from students and not being critical as much as, I look at it as like, why would you choose that color scheme? Why would you put that font with that color scheme? And I don't know, again, to me at the end of the day, Times New Roman, 12 point, keep it clean, maybe bold certain things, but that's just kind of where I've always come from. Um, Adding the picture of uh, the little girl and the Customs Border Patrol people, as a um, opposite sides of the coin consideration there. That there are the people that are pro-immigration, people that are anti-immigration, and the more I get into this, the more I'm seeing there's a lot to be said about this particular topic. Um, Using below that the quote from Ahmed Abraham was a perfect fit for what's going on here to me because it really represents um, what's going on with the media in today's society. That the days of Walter Cronkite are long gone. Honest reporting is not even considered anymore. It's some a news reporter gets out of school looking for a job, he gets hired, and he's given or she's given the information they're going to report. It's I think really hard. And again, this is just my opinion, my thinking. But the more I get into this, the more I'm seeing how true it is that it is very agenda driven. It is very biased. There is no more reporting on the news. It's what we want to show you and introduce you to and allow you to see. And it's just really it confuses people. It puts people against each other, and I just I wanted to change. I quit watching news a couple 3 years ago just because I found myself getting sick, literally sick to my stomach over seeing how misrepresented the border crisis and is with the media. And if that's the case, the stories you hear about Ukraine now, or the stories about anything going on in the world, you got to understand that you got to take this with a grain of salt now. You've got to love the sift stuff that we did because that is what we ought to be doing all the time with everything that we encounter on the internet. That being said, moving on, again, reflecting on this particular literature review, I'll talk a little bit about literature review in itself. Dr. Gray introduced me to this in the last class, and it was the hardest thing for me to do because if you've gotten a little bit of just of who I am and how I like to write, I'm a creative person, and I want it. I hate to say it, I want it to be about me. At the end of the day, I want to use the word I a lot because I want to say what I think. And literature review is not about me. It's about I found this source, I found this article, I found this journal, and they are saying this. And it just gets after a while. It's so. At what point do I get to, state my opinion? Um, Very rare. Anyhow, uh, literature reviews, and I understand going into grad school, this is an important thing to learn. On top of, and I'll close with this, citations. And I understand it. I understand the need for it. At first, I was very, and I still am confused sometimes about certain things. I mean, why can't we just have one format with one way of doing things? And I guess it's probably because if it were that easy, everyone would be able to do it. Uh, I don't know, but and to this day, and I don't know that I'll ever get this completely correct. You know, like the difference between how you quote an article versus how you, or not quote, but cite an article versus a journal versus a YouTube video versus a cookbook or whatever else. Everything has its own way of being cited, and there's a correct way and there's a correct way, and that's the only way it's supposed to be. I certainly feel like I've learned a lot more about that, but I still have to go back to Purdue all the time and recheck. You know, did I get this? Was this italicized or was this italicized? Is this underlined? Is it a comma? Is it a period? Is there parentheses? I hope the bibliography or works cited or references again. What do we call these things? When is it appropriate to call a bibliography versus a works cited versus a references? Still, honestly, just trying to figure that part out. But hopefully, I got all this correct. Hopefully, everything was in format and done correctly. And gotta say, your class is probably the hardest class I'm taking this semester, and I love it. I like being challenged, and I love being able to do this. I before the beginning of this semester, I didn't know what multimodal meant. Now that I know, I'm like, oh, well, that's what I love to do. Let's do more of this. Hence the trying something new here. So thank you very much, and enjoy the reflection. I hope it works. Have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.